All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. It is early. I'm going golfing, so I'm shooting this before I leave. And guess what? These are the first words I've spoken today. But I'm going to talk to you guys about Khamzat Chimaev and Leonedwards fight getting called off and what that means. You know, best wishes to Khamzat and all that stuff. And then, what I hope happens with Leon, who I think that they should book him against. So if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell so you get notifications, because guess what? I put out a video almost every single day, sometimes two, seven videos a week, and they're all fire, son. So if you're new to the channel, you'll be able to figure out pretty quickly here that this is a different kind of channel. Maybe not from this video necessarily, but I like to get inside people's heads, talk about what they're thinking, etc. All right. So So Khamzat Chimaev and Leonedwards is canceled again. Very disappointing. And but sounds like it's a pretty serious thing. Khamzat Chimaev had to pull out because his lungs still haven't recovered from COVID. This is a weird virus, man. And I'm not, look, like this is an MMA channel. I'm not going to sit here and talk about, the virus for a long time other than how it applies here, because he's an athlete and I can draw from my own experience. I can draw from, experience of other people that have had it. And I mean, I know a lot of people that have had this virus. And obviously if you're a UFC fan, we were the very first ones, right? Like all of us were the very first ones to really get an idea of what this thing was, because the UFC was the first public organization that was doing random testing, right? So like in any other scenario, people would only go in if they had symptoms of some kind, where UFC was just testing everyone. And we started getting all these positives and we're like, is he okay? They're like, yeah, he's fine. And you're like, what? It's like, oh, his whole team has it. They're like, none of them have any symptoms. And you're like, really? And then all of a sudden you'll get a person like Paige Van Zandt's husband who's knocked out for, 2 months or whatever. And then Cody Garbrandt got wrecked by this thing. And you have all these other people that it affected them almost nothing. And then all of a sudden you have these little random people that get really heavy effect. And then of course you have Khabib's dad, So it's just a bizarre virus, man. And if you watch my other channel, Jesse on Everything, my entire goal with that channel is to be completely above partisan politics, to talk about the issues that people are arguing over in this binary, brainless, partisan way, and just be above all that. Like, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. I could just look at things objectively and go, okay, look, guys, this is why you feel this way. This is why you feel this way. There is a reason you can just chill. Like, this is a valid position. This is a valid position. Just talk. Stop screaming at each other on Twitter, And so with the virus, I have a pretty objective viewpoint of it, right? Like, this is just I know a lot of people that have had it. A lot of them have not gotten sick. And then other people have gotten kind of sick, and then they lost their sense of taste and smell. And it still hasn't come back in months. Gabrielle's mom, same, all of us had it. We didn't lose our sense of taste and smell. We had it early, like my entire jiu-jitsu gym, half of them got it and a bunch of them got sick, but they're all, most of them sick for 2 days and then they're back. No one with any like lingering serious stuff. But Cody Garbrandt, that wasn't the case. Paige Van Zandt's husband, that wasn't the case. He had months of stuff. And then now Khamzat Chimaev, clearly, and then obviously Khabib's dad, but like in terms of like young, healthy people, and I'm not saying Khabib's dad was unhealthy. He's just older than a professional fighter's age. But this thing, there was a guy on the Cardinals, NFL, who got it and then was out for the season. My buddy is the offensive coordinator for the 49ers. I just watched the Super Bowl with him. He came over and half the 49ers got it and no one had any serious issues at all. And this random guy on the Cardinals got it and he was out for the season because he just kept on having lingering lung issues. So it's just like, and Mixed Molly Wapri got it. And then he thought he was recovered, and then he ended up with a pulmonary embolism in his lung. So it's just a weird thing, man. You can't make heads or tails of it. But like Khamzat Chimaev, he clearly thinks he's better, and then he starts training, and then he has to pull out. That happened two times. So I really hope that he gets better. He's a great dude. He's excellent for the sport. He's super exciting. He's a savage. He's going to replace Khabib as the hero of that part of the world. Let's just, let's try to get him in there as soon as possible. All best wishes to him, his team, and everybody else. Now, Leonedwards, what do you do with him, right? What do you do with him? Here's what I think you do with him. I think you give him Masvidal. If Masvidal will take that fight, especially because Leon has more shine on him now because he was supposed to fight Khamzat. Now he's got a lot more eyeballs on him. And I don't think Masvidal wants to fight. I don't think he wants to fight Colby. I think that's what's going on. I think they're friends behind the scenes. Again, if I had a bigger channel, I wouldn't say that. But I do believe that. And so I think they now are like, let's save this fight You know, like Colby. Oh, that's my alarm. I told you guys it's early, dude. That's 7 a.m. So I think Colby is in line for a title shot after this Usman and Burns fight. And so why unposition yourself to fight your best friend? I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I think now the fight to make is Masvidal versus Leon, and then whoever wins that is in line for a title shot. Now, if Leon wins, he might be immediately in line for a title shot, but Colby is a way bigger star. He's going to be a way bigger draw. So I think you do Masvidal versus Leon, and the winner of that gets the next title shot after Colby, who's going to fight whoever wins Usman or Burns. That's what I would do. Stephen Thompson called him out. They could do that fight. But listen, like I said about Charles Oliveira, he's got a huge long winning streak. He hasn't really beat anybody in the top 4, top 5. As a matter of fact, he lost Kamaru Usman. But one big win and he's right there. I'm not saying Charles Oliveira is not good. I'm just saying, just like Justin Gaethje just said, actually. Justin Gaethje's like, what has he done? And he's right. He hasn't done anything. Like, he beat a bunch of kind of like middle tier fighters, and then he beat, Tony Ferguson. I mean, that's what he did. You think Justin Gaethje wouldn't have beat all those guys? I mean, you think Dustin Poirier wouldn't have beat all those guys? You think, anybody in the top 4 would have beat all those guys. But anyway, so Leon Edwards is kind of in a similar situation where he's one big fight away from a title shot. So if it's not going to be Khamzat, give him Masvidal. Colby's already in line. Boom, done. That's what I would do. That is what I would do. So that's basically what I got. Again, best wishes to Khamzat. Hopefully he gets better very, very soon. And let's throw a shout out to Ali Abdelaziz, though, huh? Representing both fighters in the main event this weekend. He's going to get pizzade, son. He's a hustler, man. I love that guy. Anyway, love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Peace.